What's up, Twitch and YouTube? It's Murphy55 coming to you with another episode of Around the Gjallarhorn, and today's esteemed guest is none other than IJOEBRUIN. He was the faceless wonder for a long time on Twitch. We've unmasked him today. He's done incredible stuff on both YouTube, Twitch, all different social media platforms, and we're going to learn a bit about his journey today, and you know what kind of content he's going to be putting out for Madden 23. So first and foremost, Joe, thanks so much for sitting down with me and agreeing to be on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. I've been waiting. This is my first podcast I've ever done, so I'm excited for this, to be honest. I've been waiting for this for a while.
Hey, that's awesome, man. I know we kind of talked about this before your subathon, and that subathon ended up being a huge success with, you know, obviously the end goal that everybody was waiting for was for the big time face reveal. So
it didn't work out, so
yeah,
did a little makeup.
Yeah, did you not make it to the goal for the face cam on the subathon?
No, we made it. We crushed it, but it was just I had it in the wrong port, and it was in a USB 3.1. If it was in a 3.0, it would have worked. So that's all me. That's
right. I had that issue with my my first gaming PC that I had for the stream setup. It didn't have enough of those USB 3 ports, and I was like wondering why my Elgato wasn't working and a whole bunch of other stuff. So things you learn as a streamer. But you know, the first thing I wanted to start out with before we get into all the stream stuff is where are you from? I see like a UCLA pennant behind you there. Are you from California?
See, UCLA, I never went to UCLA. I think if I went to UCLA, I wouldn't be doing here, I wouldn't be here. But, I mean, I could say, like, the city, I guess. I mean, I'm from Moorpark, California, a little bit hour out of LA. Still here. But, yeah, California, West Coast. And UCLA, the UCLA ties is, my uncle played football there, and my whole kind of family has just become, I guess, UCLA supporters.
And I had heard you tell that story on your stream once about that you had an uncle who played for UCLA. So is that where the Bruin logo comes from, like the one that you selected for your stream identity?
Let's be honest. If UCLA actually reached out to me, I couldn't use it, but they haven't. So I'm going to continue to use it until.
Nice. I like it. I see it's got a little tiny trademark beside it. Is this actually the identical one?
Yeah, I just yoinked it, cut it out, and made it my logo.
Nice, so, love it. You could pay somebody on Fiverr down the road if you need to get any cease and desist letters in the mail.
I'm probably gonna have to get a new logo in a year or two. So
yeah, well, in a year or two, I expect you to be absolutely huge on all these platforms. So you might get the visibility is going to keep growing for you if you keep on doing what you're doing. We see already the chat's getting nasty, guys. I apologize. I have a
look at the chat.
Oh my god,
the fake no money spent guy.
No, normally that's the one I saw. The fake no money spent guy. Normally I put this message up there, guys, because when I do these podcasts, I'm focusing like fully on the guest here. It doesn't not because I'm ignoring you. I appreciate everybody being in here to hear his story. But yeah, I'm gonna read through the chat logs afterwards, and we'll put together a compilation of the worst comments over the course of this.
Yeah, because I can't really look at chat that much because it's weird looking at my own face and a delay, and then you're also in a delay. So I kind of just have Discord up right now, but I'm glancing here and there.
Yeah,
see the boy Creamy in there. Joe ugly as hell. Thank you, Cade.
Oh, beautiful. These are the boys.
Mod.
These are the boys from your Discord coming through and absolutely trolling right now.
They're nasty.
Absolutely. But Joe, the first thing you know I want to get into. So we talked about your hometown. You're from California, born and raised. How did somebody from California end up rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs? Because I saw they can't see it in the photo right now, but you got a Pat Mahomes on the wall there in the background.
A little bit zoomed in, but Pat. So. The story around this involves my my dad. He's always been in California too. He was a Raiders fan, an LA Raiders fan growing up, and Marcus Allen was his favorite player. This was, of course, right before his brother went to UCLA, so he didn't really care about USC, UCLA then. Marcus Allen was his favorite player. Marcus Allen, with the whole Bo Jackson situation, kind of got dumped. Went to the Chiefs. He followed his favorite player. He became a Chiefs fan, and that's kind of how I'm the oldest of my two siblings, so kind of just followed Pops there. So yeah.
Hey, that's awesome. And obviously you guys have, would you say the consensus #1 quarterback in the league right now in Patrick Mahomes?
I think we have the consensus best player in the world in Patrick Mahomes. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with that. He's just got like that special ability to like, he's not the fastest guy, but he can really get out of the pocket. He seems to have like great awareness at extending plays, and he's got just this absolute howitzer for an arm. Like I think maybe Josh Allen's the only person who could have a comparable arm strength to him. But you know, it's tough. Like a lot of his O-linemen retired in the last couple of years. Like, how do you think? And now Casey's probably in the toughest division in football this year with the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chargers all like putting these great teams on the field. So, what do you expect from the Chiefs this upcoming season?
Well, I've thought about this a lot. I think the Chiefs roster as a whole has improved. We lost Tyreek Hill, we lost Tyrann Mathieu, probably the two biggest free agent leaves But we also got rid of Daniel Sorensen, Ben Neiman, who were awful, and I think that was an addition. And then our draft was amazing. Free agency-wise, we didn't do much. We got Juju, which I love, MVS. I think our wide receiver room as a whole is a lot deeper.
Yeah.
So offensive line-wise, we got a little healthier. We don't really have a right tackle, but I mean, George Karlaftis, rookie DN's looking really good. Trey McDuffie, gonna be our number one outside corner, and then I think overall the Chiefs are a much deeper team. The AFC West is good, but I think the difference is we have the best quarterback and the best coach in the division, maybe in the conference. I'd say in the conference, 100%. And those are the two most important players and pieces on a team. And I think we will still have a good year. I think we're completely in the running for the Super Bowl. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to watch all the new. It's a different team. We've had the same faces for the past 2 to 3 years. There's a lot of new faces on the team, and I'm excited to see guys like Juju, MVS, Brian Cook, George Karlaftis, Trey McDuffie, those guys on defense.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good fit for Juju, too. And, I was saying, when I saw that Tyreek got traded, which is obviously a big subtract, like, nobody can say that he's not one of the most talented wide receivers.
That hurt.
But I was thinking that Mecole Hardman would step up, but I didn't realize this until, like, about a week ago, that Mecole Hardman's your least favorite player in the league. So what's with the Mecole Hardman vendetta?
I think Mecole Hardman, just the way he portrays himself, he thinks he's Tyreek Hill. His ego is insane. And the way he carries himself the field, he doesn't really seem to do much positive other than maybe jet sweeps. I always joke he has the catch radius of a toddler. If you throw it 2 feet to the right, 2 feet to the left, he is dropping that ball. He fumbles in big moments. And while he's a good gadget player, he thinks he can be a wide receiver 1, a wide receiver 2. And he's been talking all this about, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill not being here, I can get 1,000 yards. It's like you were going up against single coverage against the second and third corner and couldn't get open with the best quarterback in the league. So I just think he's a little bit, not a little bit, he's very overrated. And I would be glad if the Chiefs moved on from him at ASAP.
Well, they've still got a lot of depth at wide receiver, even if you take him out of the equation, to be honest. And even if you take Tyreek out of the equation. Oh, yeah, Sky, the rookie, yeah.
And then I think another thing that a lot of people don't talk about, and you're going to learn his name. You've already seen in preseason he had 2 touchdowns in the second game. Jordy Fortson, our backup tight end, a converted wide receiver, 6'6", runs super well. Tore his ACL against the Commanders last year in week 3 or 4, where he had a touchdown in the game. It's really looking good. We're probably going to go to more 2 tight end sets. Really good player. Reminds me a lot of Darren Waller, where he's athletic, converted wide receiver.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm excited. I'm ready for the NFL too, guys. What are we, like 8 days away, 7 days away, 8 days away from NFL football? We're getting super close. So obviously, like as football season cooks up, Madden season also cooks up. So it means a lot of good content coming in, team of the weeks and whatnot. But we'll get into that later. The next thing I wanted to ask you about. So has gaming always been like a big part of your life? Do you remember what your first console was that you had growing up?
My first console was probably a PlayStation 2 early on. PlayStation 2 or Nintendo DS, I'd say. PlayStation 2 is where I started, I'd say mid-2000s. Probably again, my parents were very strict about gaming growing up. They did not allow me to play at long periods of time. So I think that's probably what encouraged the determination and obsession with video games was their limit. I mean, I played a lot of sports growing up, and they cared about my grades. I really didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. We didn't have internet till I was 11 or 12. That's like when I got my Xbox 360. So I was just, it was to everyone in my family, but they limited it a lot. So
yeah, for sure, man. I was gonna say I think I even got internet before, but I'm significantly older. I remember getting internet, like we got our first computer when I was 7, and we probably got internet like I don't know, like when I was probably around the same age as you. It's a totally different world. Like when you move from just like playing on a console to like online gaming, it's a completely different scene, and something that I'm only just getting used to it. Like in the last 5 years, I used to always just be one of those guys who would boot up Madden and play offline franchise just for fun and build your own players and do all that. But it's a whole new element for sure. But what about for Madden? Like when did you first get into playing Madden? Can you think of the first one you bought?
So my first Madden was Madden 07. It should have been with either Sean Alexander. I think it was Sean Alexander on the cover. I played NCAA football actually, I think a year or two before that. Desmond Howard, NCAA football 05 or 06 was my first. That was because again, I think all of us did growing up. We just played franchise and Dynasty, and I would do fantasy drafts and play that for hours. Like that's all we would do. So I think that was my first. It was on PlayStation 2, but Madden 07 was my first Madden.
I think that was the one with what do you say the running back was from Seattle? I do remember
Alexander.
That. Yeah,
Sean Alexander.
Because Madden 05 was my first with Ray Lewis on the cover, and I think Donovan McNabb might have been on on '06. I don't know. It's funny. I kind of wish I had held on to all these old Madden cases. I could make a coffee table out of them or something. But
I don't even know where they'd be. But yeah.
Remember back when games had resale value, you could trade them in and actually pay off part of your next one. It's not the same anymore. I can't think of the last time I've got like a hard copy of a video game now. It's like it's such a irrelevant thing now. But so you started out playing franchise 2 and just kind of playing casually. When did you kind of realize that you were, getting good at the game, like good enough that you might want to stream the game and have people watch you play?
I mean, so I started Ultimate Team. See, a lot of people don't know this, and I think I have this advantage over a lot of Ultimate Team content creators. I started playing Ultimate Team in Madden 12. It was the third year of Ultimate Team. Yeah, I've been playing Ultimate Team for a very long time. I wouldn't really say, like, streaming-wise, I feel like I've always been able to do it. It's just been about clicking record. So yeah, really streaming like kind of just popped up last year. To be honest, I didn't really have any plans to stream or make content. So
yeah, no, it's definitely a mode that like I feel like a lot of people got into later on. Like I think probably Madden 18 or 17 might have been when I first got into Ultimate Team, and a lot of people complain about it being a pay to win mode. But I mean, you've kind of changed that whole. That whole idea, that whole kind of stereotype that we have about it being pay to win, because last year you made it up to over 100 million coins, and I don't think, other than maybe buying the all Madden version, you didn't spend a single dime. Like have you always been no money spent when it comes to and chat? Don't say anything, chat. I already see the Joe fraud comments coming through here.
So originally in Madden 12 Ultimate Team, like from Madden 12 to Madden 15, I was a big spender. I'd spend all my I'd get gift card, like $20 for Halloween, $20 for Thanksgiving, and Christmas money, and I'd spend it all on packs. I was a pack addict, I'd say, from Madden 12 up to around 15, 16. And then once I started to get older, I learned a little bit more about the game. I learned how to, you didn't need to spend money. I kind of fell out of love with buying packs. So I've been no money spent. So last year was the first year I was actually $0 other than the all Madden edition. But before that, I would buy the platinum packs from Levels. But that's it. I pretty much stopped spending money on Madden. Madden 17 was last year. I bought a bundle for money, like $40, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And, it's kind of crazy. Like, a lot of people, I think we can all agree that it either takes time or money to invest if you want to get a really good team in this game. And, for you, you're probably investing, a lot of time to get there, but you're also finding smart ways to do it. And one thing that I wanted to talk about is something that you launched at the beginning of this year, the Coin Bible, which I was really excited about because I'm, sub to your channel, and I wanted to get these, these little glitches to not have to, break the bank to have a good MUT team. So how did the Coin Bible idea, come about for you?
Well, I think everyone as a content creator wants to do it full time, and in order to do that, you have to have some sort of revenue stream other than just ad money off of Twitch and subs and YouTube, because it doesn't pay that well, especially in the gaming niche. Yeah. So it was sort of an idea that I wanted to have. A lot of people were asking me all last year, they wanted hey, do you have a Patreon? Do you have anything I could pay to get exclusive stuff? And I never really wanted to do that, but I wanted to create a system, a guide that would be linked within my Twitch. So Twitch subs, most of my people that already watch my content are Twitch subs, so it's nothing, they don't have to pay for anything extra. And I wanted to make it to where it's not really about coin methods or investing prices, because I wasn't going to take away any content from my YouTube. But people wanted, the biggest thing that everyone said was they wanted to know every move I did, and they wanted to track me and follow me throughout the entire year. And that's what it is. I mean, every day, if you go check it out, my daily agenda, I'll type up a paragraph in my agenda of what I'm trying to do, what I'm even thinking about doing in a couple days. Leading up to it, I track all my sales and buys for my team. I can't do it in terms of flipping cards. It'd be way too many. In terms of my team, who I buy, who I sell, for what price. And then, of course, you have your investments and your coin methods that I do, but I make videos on them, so that's not really part of it. It's just more to track everything I do, so a lot of people want to know that all last year.
Absolutely. I think you even have just a little point form section there, your daily agenda, and that's the one that I check on the most, because it's it gives the rundown of am I on the right track? Am I doing the right things here? And it gives you 3 or 4 different things to kind of focus on for that day. So it's super user friendly. I've definitely benefited from it already. And probably, hopefully I'm sure your DMs are absolutely spammed, being the no money spent guy, with people asking, what should I be investing in and stuff. Hopefully it kind of filters out a little bit of that and gives you more time to focus on, making your content and streaming and doing all that.
Definitely helped. I'll say that I still get probably 5 to 10 questions, but there's a questions and discussion where if they at me, every night before I go to bed, I will, or anytime I have time, I will respond, because they're not they're usually questions that have nothing to do with what I posted, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Twitter
Oh,
DMs
nice.
are a little bit different. Twitter DMs are kind of spammy because they're usually not in the Discord for some reason. So
Yeah.
their questions are very, very basic ones. But Twitter's spammy, but Discord's been actually fine. Thought it'd be a lot more hectic to start this year, but it's been cool. It's been cool.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear it, and it seems like it's been off to a great success. Like I said, you had that big subathon, so that means there's a good number of people actually, making use of this coin Bible, and I'm sure like when you put so much effort into it, the main idea is to have a lot of people who can actually get use from it. But we talked kind of about your start in Madden 06 or Madden 07. When did you decide to start streaming on Twitch? Like, have you always been a viewer on Twitch for a long time, or is it something you kind of stumbled upon fairly recently?
Yeah, I've been watching Twitch for years. I'd say early 2014, 2015. I'd always watch. I mean, I've been watching Problem Right on Madden forever. 2K wise, I used to watch Cash Nasty, Low Spoilers. But I'm a fan of Twitch. I've always loved Twitch. I didn't originally plan to stream on Twitch, but
Yeah.
I've come to love it. But I've always been a fan of Twitch. I've always been on here.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point because I think you said you've been on YouTube since August of last year and Twitch only since around December. So what made you decide to live stream on Twitch rather than doing it on YouTube?
So I don't really think I ever considered. For me, Twitch was always the superior streaming platform if you want to grow. It's also, I think, good to have and expand your audience on a different platform, a different website. Streaming wise, like why I started. I mean, YouTube I started last year for Madden 22. First ever video I uploaded was the first edit I ever did. And then I kind of progressed towards it. I started gaining. I had around 1K in December, and I had a Discord also that I started in late October, and I had around 500 people in there. And it became just around, it was around Christmas, and I'd be opening those gifts, those presents.
Yeah.
And I would be talking in the Discord saying like, oh, I got 10 million coins worth of gifts I'm about to open. Someone's just like, yo, fire up a stream. I'm like, shoot,
Yeah.
why not? So it originally, I think it was December 22nd or December 23rd. I just fired up a stream on a Tuesday or Wednesday night and just was opening the gifts with Snow, just re-rolling to get the extra large super rares. So that's how it
Nice.
started, I guess.
That's wild. So it was really basically your community asking for you to do it. Like, it's not something you would necessarily had in your plans. It's just the public demanded it.
Yeah, I didn't even really enjoy streaming when I first started out. I think it's a thing, streamer fatigue. When you first start out, I was exhausted. I would stream for an hour and 2 hours, 2 to 3 times a week, and I'd come off stream and be like, damn, I'm mentally, physically exhausted. I can't even go make a YouTube video. I don't even want to play Madden. So for the first few weeks when I streamed, you can ask my friends. I mean, I told them, like, I don't really like streaming. I think it's a hassle. I'd rather just be in a call with my friends.
Yeah.
But streaming's tiring. I've gotten better, of course, but
yeah.
it's
Oh,
tiring.
absolutely. No, you seem to have like good stamina now. Like, you get through your weekend league games all on stream for the most part. You're still able to walk people through the coin making stuff that you're doing. But no, I agree with that. It's funny when I first started out streaming, and it was in a CFM league that had guys like Luch in there and Fendler and those guys, and I would boot up just to stream my 30-minute CFM game, and then you raid the next guy, and that's kind of how it started out. In 30 minutes, I was like sweating afterwards. I was like, it's a lot. It's a lot of you got the music playing, you got the chat to read, you got the game to play. It's you got to be a really good multitasker at it for sure. But with time, you kind of build up that stamina, most definitely. And one thing, right now you got your face cam turned on, but what kind of made you decide to build your channel without a face cam in the first place? It's a very rare thing to be able to build a channel without a face cam and have any degree of success.
If we're being honest, the main factor was I didn't have a camera. I didn't have a camera until this past June. And the other thing is, I think everyone goes through this, and it is even me just like clicking record for my first YouTube video. I mean, I'm aware of like what I look like, and I think there is some sort of lack of self-confidence, I guess you could say, when like uploading just your face when it comes to YouTube and Twitch. And I also didn't think my face cam added anything to my content. I'm not the most animated person. I'm very mellow. I'd say other than playing gameplay wise, and I'm losing full, but I think adding a camera was just another element that wouldn't make me knit still. Like, it's why I'm probably not going to stream with the face cam on for the most part. It's a comfortability thing. Like, I feel a little bit more uncomfortable, and I think that just makes the streams worse if I have a camera
and
staring at me the entire time. Like, I'm self-conscious. Like, I'm like, damn, do I look okay? My hair's okay. I've always been like that. So having a camera just in my face for 4 hours while I'm talking about the market, I just think doesn't add anything, and it just makes it's going to make the streaming experience probably actually worse for the viewer.
Absolutely, like that's a good point that you make. Like if you can't be comfortable, it's going to show through in the level of your content for sure. So to have like I'm thinking, for example, and you were saying you're not very animated, you're pretty chill. But like, I remember yesterday I was in your stream and you were talking about training and stuff, and I was like, man, like this guy should be doing like audiobooks. Like you've I don't know if that's a thing, but your voice is able to kind of get across like a whole range of emotions. Have you found that you kind of get more animated now, like that you've got some experience in streaming?
Well, first off, I love to talk. I love to talk about myself. I love to talk about Madden as a whole. I love to talk, and I think everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And I've just developed. I think if you go watch one of my early YouTube videos and one of my early Twitch streams, I was probably very just unanimated, dead. Yeah. And I think I've come to learn, like, it's like I'm talking, like now when I stream and I'm talking as if I'm talking to you like my friend in a call.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Well, I'm comfortable now just like talking and streaming, I'd say.
Well, it helps too, like when you've kind of obviously had the level of success, your chat's moving quickly, it gives you a lot to kind of react to, like probably to the point where you probably can't read all the messages in your chat at this point, the way it's moving so quickly. So, kind of being able to feed off the energy of the chat's one thing that I think Twitch offers that, YouTube, you got to be really a self-starter, doing it on your own and doing it to, an empty room where you're recording stuff and just hoping that people are going to be able to react to it after it's done being edited. Whereas Twitch is kind of that instant gratification where right off the bat if what you're doing is getting a positive reaction out of the community. But speaking of which, like when you started on YouTube, do you remember what your first ever video that you posted was? Like way back in the day before ideas of getting partnered even came up?
Yeah, so it was No Money Spent episode 1. That's what my whole plan was for my content, was to make. So my original, it's funny, see, I prepped like in the month leading up to what I wanted my content to be, and my main series was going to be No Money Spent. I planned on uploading that once a day or maybe every other day. And I had some other plans for some videos in terms of like making coins, but I didn't really plan on making that. I just enjoyed making the No Money Spent. So it's just I'd recap my day basically on Madden, and I uploaded that. No money spent for the first 60 days of Madden, I believe. Of course, it didn't take me as long to make a video then, so it was a lot easier. It took me a few hours and upload. So No Money Spent episode 1 was my first video.
And now, like when you're saying it took you less time, is it because you're doing a whole lot more with the editing process now than you were when you first started out?
Yeah, so I think it's a big thing I learned and I tried to improve over the summer was my editing and making the flow of my videos better and just being a better overall viewer experience. And even though it took a while, when I first started out, a video would take me 3 to 4 hours because I had no clue. I mean, I started to edit. I did one practice run the day before Madden 22 came out, and then editing after that, it was just all on the videos. I didn't really know anything, and I've been sort of, like maturing when it comes to my editing style. Now, I mean, the video I uploaded yesterday, it was 4 minutes and 30 long. It probably took me 5 to 6 hours in total time to get everything done.
That's wild. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff, guys, you might not realize the amount of effort that goes into producing this content. It's absolutely insane. So it's a big investment of time, and then putting yourself out there hoping that it's going to be successful. Like, do you ever have content that you put out there and you think it's going to be performing in one way, and then you don't get the same reception that you were hoping for? Like, has that ever happened to you at this point?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, even the tides have sort of flipped. So all of last year, like after I kind of established myself, my best videos were always my market videos and my coin making videos, and my No Money Spent kind of lingered, and I enjoyed making those the most, but those wouldn't really get because it was just people didn't really care. And now this year, my No Money Spents do the best, and my coin making videos and market videos do okay, but they don't do the same as my No Money Spent, which I'm happy for because I put more time into my No Money Spents. I think they're better overall quality content. And
Yeah. So are you kind of how much of your content schedule and plan do you have? Like how much of it is listening to what your community is telling you about what they want, and how much of it is putting out content that you want as well? Like, do you find that you still even when your No Money Spent wasn't maybe performing as well, that it was still important for you to put that content out because you really enjoy making it? Or
I'm gonna be honest. I honestly probably have not listened to I think that they've been overall like happy and satisfied with the type of content I put out there. So I've been, I would say I haven't really listened to. They haven't really said anything, and I've kind of just gone with. I try to make content that I think it's the only way you can do YouTube nowadays. Like I know there's different videos, like there's different style of videos I could do that probably would get more views, but I wouldn't enjoy them as much making them. I really enjoy making my No Money Spent. I really enjoy making Market Mondays and investing videos. Like I thoroughly enjoy making those. It's what I do on the game, and I enjoy editing. So and so it's worked out.
Absolutely. Well, I will say, like, I'm still in the infancy phase of my YouTube experience, still trying to get to 500 subs on there. But like, you're one of the few YouTubers that I can actually watch a video all the way through to the end, and that's without a face cam too. So I feel like I've been learning a lot just from watching your videos and your style of editing. So kudos to you for putting out that content. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, I noticed you got a second YouTube account that you're promoting, and I put a link in the chat to that one as well. So what was the idea behind having a second IJO account?
So I think it's a big part of YouTube is when it comes to growing your channel, you got to stay in the same niche. In terms of my main channel content has been mainly no money spent, not much gameplay. It's been more no money spent, market, content reveals, and I wanted to have a channel where I can upload, because these videos, like the last 2 videos I uploaded the past 2 days, they don't take me that long. They take me 45 minutes at the most to make, and I wanted to have a second channel where I can kind of pump out content that's not as, it's not lazy content, but it's content from my stream that I kind of just drop every day, and it's different. It's all gameplay, and it's a different style of content. So
for sure,
I just wanted to start trying to get that channel up to get it to be monetized, but trying to upload once a day on it.
So guys, forward. Click that link, guys. Follow the second account. You might think you're missing out on a whole other avenue of gameplay content. You're a really good player too. Like, you're a top 100 weekend league, pretty much. Like clockwork, and you played really well against some of the sweatiest players out there. So. Is competing in MCS something you ever thought about doing? Are you looking to compete this year or play in any of the tournaments?
Not really. I'd say MCS, I don't really enjoy the structure of it. Like, I love playing. I'm a very competitive person. You can see that. That's why I enjoy Weekend League. I like playing the best players in the world. The problem is about the MCS is the ladders run on Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5. Yeah, that's a big day in terms of content. It's a huge day in terms of content in the market. So it takes away from that. Another thing is, I'm not a big fan of this single elimination style to actually make the live event. I mean, you make one mistake and it's over. I don't want to say it's a waste of time. Yeah. But unless you have to put. Also, if I was gonna do MCS, I gotta put in a whole more hours of time on All Madden. It's completely different from what I play on All Pro. Yeah. And I just don't think it's worth the time. I'm taking away time from streaming, from YouTube, from just other stuff. I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you want the very best.
For sure. And speaking of All Madden, I think most people thought, it's a W that they have All Madden seasons like they did at the end of, what was it, Madden 21? They added it for a little bit, and then Madden 22, they didn't have it at all. So I was happy to see that. But do you think it's weird that, like, Weekend League is not played on All Madden? Do you think that they got it right by playing it on All Pro, or does it really matter?
I don't know if it should be on All Madden. Just the base population still plays on All Pro. I enjoy All Pro. I haven't actually played one All Madden game, so I can't really say anything. Yeah. But I do like how Weekend League is on All Pro, I guess you could say. I have some other gripes about Weekend League, about not getting rewards, but...
Yeah, that's right.
Weekend League is I hope it changes back, because it is my favorite mode in Madden. I enjoy playing Weekend League more than doing the market, making coins, like anything. I really enjoy Weekend League, and I'm kind of disappointed this year a little bit with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least it gives us the option to play Weekend League or MUT Champions games any day of the week. So if you're a guy who doesn't typically want...
That's a good change.
For sure. Like, I know, I can already guarantee there's going to be a lot of Madden guys not streaming on Sundays when the NFL is going this year. I can already guarantee Sundays the director you're going to be pretty quiet.
I've already planned I'm not going to be streaming Sundays. So it's usually... Last year, Sunday was my day off. I would do no YouTube, no Madden, no anything. Just watch football, baby. Just watch football.
And do you still have scheduled off days for yourself now? Like even now that you're trying to do it full time, or are you pretty much putting in hours every day?
So in terms of streaming, I'm trying to get now. It was the first 2 weeks, so I was trying to stream every day because I was playing Madden every day. I usually only stream when I actually am playing Madden. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to that Thursday to Saturday, and then I'll probably choose either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to stream as well. But in terms of off days, just I don't do any YouTube, any Twitch. There's none. If I'm being honest, there's always something I can do to put me ahead in the next few days. Like, it's always you finish a video, it's like I could already start making my next one. No money spent. I can start making thumbnails. I can make new emotes. I can improve my stream. There's so the one thing I think not complaint, because I can't complain about doing this, but there's always that next thing, and it's really hard to find time where you are taking a break just for yourself, or you staying off the laptops. I mean, staying off the setup, staying off your phone, and kind of just being a person, being a human. So
it's true. It can become all encompassing. Like, and the fact that there's multiple platforms involved and different communities associated with each platform, it's it is kind of wild. I guess the good thing is that you're passionate about what you're doing, so you're always thinking about it. Whereas somebody who just gets out and punches the clock in their 9 to 5 job. They might not think about work at all until the next morning at 9 a.m. Whereas for you, it's always dwelling there in the background. I can relate to that same feeling.
I think every content creator, like, I go to sleep thinking about what I'm going to do the next day content wise, and I roll out of bed being like, okay, what do I got to get done? What do I want to do?
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's honestly changed my life.
Yeah,
from a mental perspective. Like, I didn't have much direction a few years ago.
Yeah,
and this is really, it is like, it's motivating that I have a motivation every day to wake up and create content. It's like my dream job. So
for sure,
I love it. I'm super thankful.
How many people are able to say that they're their own boss as well? You answer to yourself. You're out there. Creating opportunities for yourself. Like, that's something that's pretty special. It's probably a very small percentage of the population gets to ever do that for any number of years. So pretty rewarding, being able to see what you built. And I think the first time when I realized, because I wasn't like you in that I didn't know what Twitch was until COVID started. Like, I had heard of Twitch, but I had never had any interest in watching other people play video games. I had roommates that would watch people play, like, World of Warcraft or StarCraft or whatever, like, online, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, why don't you just play it? Why are you watching this person play StarCraft in Korea somewhere? But once you get into it, like, I realized, it's kind of crazy, and it's really cool to think that video games can be a source of income.
I don't think people realize how entertaining watching.
Yeah.
This has always been my thing with Twitch. Okay, you watch sports, right? You play football, you play basketball. Yeah. You enjoy, because you enjoy playing football, you enjoy playing basketball. It's the same way for gaming. And if anything, you can relate more to watching someone play, because you were playing that exact. You can't play in the NFL. Like, I can't relate to playing. I can relate to watching someone play Madden, watching someone play Call of Duty. I do that. I play that. I think it's still untapped in terms of entertainment. It's gonna be so big in years to come, really.
Absolutely. Like, it's funny too, like, when I first found Twitch was when it was like right when the NBA closed down because of COVID, and all the sports leagues closed down, so there was no live sports on TV, and that was probably the only reason I was watching TV at that point. Like, I would watch shows with my wife or whatever, but, like, to watch, like, that was the only competition that I could watch. So I was like, what's the next best thing? It's probably watching these Madden guys go toe to toe, and you get sucked into it. But you're right, it like, the arena and Madden is not even like the tip of the iceberg. Like, when you look at some of these esports live events that they have overseas, it's crazy. It's tens of thousands of people showing up to watch these squads go at it. It's funny. I was on the streetcar heading into work in June, and I think Up and Adam might have gone to this event. But there was some sort of like a Call of Duty tournament in Toronto. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah. But I'm a big Call of Duty fan competitively. Like, I follow competitive Call of Duty as much as I follow the NFL. Like, seriously, it is my second. Yeah, I've always been there's a hometown player that is on a team that I follow, and I can say I sweat out those games they play. Like, I care about it just as much as UCLA basketball, UCLA football, and the Chiefs. Like, seriously. Esports, especially because I play Call of Duty still. Yeah. From not like a Warzone perspective, but from a competitive standpoint, I love Call of Duty esports. Huge fan of it. Yeah, it's insane. Like, who would be some of the top streamers you would watch in that directory, like on Twitch? Well, you'd say, so the person that's from my hometown is Attach. He's pretty much a hometown legend. Everyone really looks up to him. I've met him a few times. So he is like my favorite player. I follow him wherever he goes, whatever team he's on. And you got your Scumps. You got Formal used to play. But yeah, there's the Call of Duty esports scene is a little bit in turmoil right now. I don't really enjoy the structure of the new league. Yeah. But streaming wise, there's always people playing. I mean, it's the off season right now, but streaming Call of Duty and watching Call of Duty is very entertaining, I think, on a competitive standpoint. For sure. Like, I think the first time I ever played Call of Duty might have been the original, like, World at War or something like that, back when I was in college at that time. And I was like, man, this is insane. But, like, back then it was like me and a roommate playing on split screen, like, online. It was a lot of fun, and all my other roommates were sweaty. I was terrible at the game. And I think I stopped playing around when the exosuits and the double jumping came around. That's the last Call of Duty I bought. But no, it's crazy. Like, the person I overheard on the streetcar who was working at this event, they were like, yeah, our boss told us, be ready, it's going to be huge. And nobody really was prepared for how big and how crazy the crowd was at these events. You think of a video game. I've been to a few events Call of Duty events in California. They're really fun to go to. They're really fun to go to. And intense too. Like it's honestly like the trash talk in Call of Duty looks like it's almost more intense than what you'd see on an NFL sideline in a divisional game. It is 100%. 100%.
Yeah, no, but that's interesting. No, I had no idea that you were into first-person shooters as well, and interested in that whole area of content. And I think you mentioned when we were before the stream started in Discord, you were talking about how you at one point put out some videos, I think, for Call of Duty as well before you got into Madden stuff. Was that on another account?
Not really, but Call of Duty wise, I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty with my friends. Actually, I could say I have. Those were my practice videos. I practiced editing Call of Duty videos like in the months leading up to Madden. But yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty for a while, like on the same format that the competitive 4v4. I've been playing it for a while with my friends, like my IRL friends.
Nice. Do you think we could ever see a third IJOEBRUIN account with Warzone or Call of Duty content, or not so much?
It's another thing with this whole Madden thing. It's full time. Like I have to be on top of things, and I haven't been able to play Call. It's the one thing I haven't really been able to talk to my friends that I would normally talk to on a regular basis this year. And Call of Duty wise, while I don't enjoy the game that much this year, it's probably why I didn't play it. I haven't really had time. Especially when I didn't stream, I had time to play with my friends off stream. But now streaming takes the place of me gaming over the evening.
Yeah. Absolutely. And do you ever get a chance at this point to still like sit down and game for fun, or are you pretty much only playing Madden when you're on stream at this point?
It's very, very limited. I played Mutt Squads with my friends this past Monday, but that was because I had the day off. But I think right now I am because I actually enjoyed just playing Madden by itself. But when it was in the middle of last year in the heat of it, I really didn't play too many games just for fun. Yeah,
for sure. I find myself in the same boat. Like, I would love to play Madden off stream. I do enjoy it, like playing it on my own, because Madden, when I used to just play franchise after work or whatever, it was like an escape, But streaming is not necessarily an escape from the 9 to 5 life. You're still. Even though you enjoy it, you're still putting in effort, and you're still tired when you walk away from it. It doesn't mean we don't like it, but it does drain you a little bit. I'm sure when you did your 12-hour stream, like afterwards, I was amazed that you streamed the next morning. I was like, what the hell's going on?
We fired up. We got off at 1:02. We fired up at 7:30 a.m. West Coast time for the first legend. I'm happy. It's the stream in the morning went really, really well, so I'm happy. I was half awake, eyes half open. I could barely talk.
Still just running off adrenaline, I guess, from the previous night at that point.
I got like 3-4 hours of sleep, and I took a nap right after that early morning stream. Yeah,
but what I wanted to ask you about now, there's just a couple more questions that I wanted to go into here. What are some of your goals for Madden 23 as a content creator? Whether it's on YouTube or Twitch, do you set kind of achievable or numerical goals for yourself, or do you kind of just roll with the punches?
I have set a little bit of some numerical. I think my goal was by the end of this year, like calendar year December, I want to try to hit 10K on YouTube. Yeah, that's really the only thing I've set for me. I also I put a lot, not pressure, but sub wise, I wanted to start because I am doing this full time and I'm trying to make it a thing. I have to start focusing on the money side of it. So I kind of set a benchmark. I'm not going to say the number of how much I want to make in a year. But I kind of set that benchmark, and I want to try to hit that by Madden 24.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's good. This is a great year to start because we got NCAA next summer. We're not going to have many dead months. Yeah. Well, last year we had 2 to 3 dead months of Madden 22. We have NCAA this year, and NCAA is going to be probably bigger than Madden to start. So
that's
true. The perfect year to go all out and grind and try to make it a thing.
Absolutely. And do you think are you going to do NCAA like in the off months of Madden as well? Are you going to make content on YouTube for it as well?
100%. I think it's another thing. I don't think, a lot of people don't know there was NCAA 14 Ultimate Team. I played that. Just as much as I played Madden. I will say with NCAA, a lot of the people that play Ultimate Team, they kind of you play NCAA and then Madden comes out, you go back to Madden. Yeah. I'm really hoping NCAA drops in June and not July because that won't give us much time, but I do plan on uploading NCAA content just as much as Madden, and when we get Madden, we'll see how NCAA is doing, where we stand on that point. But I'm super excited for NCAA. Super excited.
Absolutely. I think EA is excited too because there's a whole bunch of people who are going to want to get a good team in NCAA and spend a bunch of money on packs early in the year, and I'm hoping that I don't become one of them. I'm hoping that you're still doing the Coin Bible also deals with NCAA.
I think my point action. It really was a plan. Like I have NCAA in all my plans. I think I'm going to transition it into NCAA for those first few months of NCAA.
Nice.
And kind of, I'm going to probably leave Madden because the Madden's going to be over by then.
Yeah.
I'll probably stop advertising, and I might just make it free from the months of, I'd say, like March, April, May.
And
then once we get NCAA, I'll make it a sub thing again.
People love free stuff, especially the people in your chat who have been calling you a fraud this whole podcast. They love the free stuff. You say free, they're gonna come crawling. But Speaking of college, and NCAA, it kind of ties nicely into the fact that we have Campus Heroes dropping tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that promo? Like from what you've seen with all the players that were dropped today and the Masters that are coming out.
What I've seen, I think it's going to be I love the 87 overalls with discounted abilities. At this point in Madden, see, once we get a few months down the line, no one really cares about heroes, but right now heroes and 87 overalls would make pretty much everyone's team. So I love the promo. I love how the promo is really around those 87 overall cards. So I love the direction they went with this promo.
For 100%. For sure, and I think what I like is seeing that set to build the Masters and you get 5 NCATs back. Like that's gonna be huge. Like you'll be able to sell off pieces for coin and replace them with a better card. Like I think that's a W all the way around. So hopefully it's a profitable day for you tomorrow with the Campus Legends and for everybody in your community. I'm definitely hoping that I can get some luck in the rerolls. I don't know if rerolls haven't even been technically confirmed yet, but I assume they're going to be rerolls.
I think they have been confirmed.
Have they been confirmed?
Have been confirmed. Yeah, they didn't show the actual packs. I know there's 80 overalls, there's 84 overalls, 87s, 90s, and there's an LTD. So they said there's a reroll. I don't know how many, but there are rerolls confirmed.
Nice W. So you guys got to be ready to reroll tomorrow. The last thing that I wanted to ask you about here, and I feel like I've gotten to really know you over the last 45 minutes or however long we've been on here, is long-term goals for the future. Like obviously you have a goal to do this full time. Where do you see yourself? A couple years down the road, as far as content creation and what type of things you'd like to branch out into as a result of this kind of platform that you built for yourself here?
I haven't really thought of it like that. I've really only gone on a yearly basis, but I mean, I am doing this full time right now. Like in terms of time spent, I'm not taking any classes. I think the big thing for me, it's just a money. It's a money perspective because I have to make a living off this. So as long as I make enough for me to live, I think I'd be in a great spot. 5 years down the line, who knows? I'm gonna still probably be doing that and NCAA every year. So I don't have any I don't want to broaden into like vlogging or doing all that. I kind of like where I am, and I've been doing this market stuff and doing Madden for 10 years, and I don't get bored. I enjoy helping people, and I really enjoy making content and editing. So I think I'm just gonna progressively grow. And we'll see from 5 years down the line if I'm still here. If I'm still doing this.
I'm banking on it. I'm investing heavily in IJOEBRUIN stock, to be honest. I think you're going to be a huge success. I think already you kind of came shot out of a cannon into a really competitive Madden directory and have built like an incredible community. So you're doing everything right. If you keep up this trajectory, sky's the limit, straight to the moon.
It's hard to grow. I'm disappointed. I'm kind of mad at myself I didn't do this earlier, but then again, I don't think I ever thought I was going to do this, so happy. Shout out my friend Sawyer. He's still in here. Soy TV, if you see him.
There he is.
Only reason I started doing content, he wanted to do YouTube and Twitch over the course of last summer, going into 22, and I said, screw it, man. Doing something new is always easier with a friend. So I scooped up an Elgato, and I just started dropping YouTube content.
Absolutely, man. So Soy TV, time to start asking for a cut because he would not have made any of this streamer income if it wasn't for you. But no, absolutely, man. Sometimes you just need that little kick in the pants. I think it was Fendler who inspired me to get a PS cam and boot up my first stream and do the CFM thing. And I never had any idea when I did that first stream that it would balloon into something that I've been doing for over 2 years. So if I can do it for 2 years with less success, I think you can do it for 5 years with incredible success. But Joe, appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. It was really nice to get to talk to you and learn a bit about your story and hopefully give my community and your community a chance to kind of see the guy behind the I was gonna say the guy behind the face cam, but the guy behind the stream.
Yeah, thank you, Murph. This was a blast, man. I really enjoyed it.